In Okinawa, Japan, there are more people over 100 years old per capita than anywhere else on the planet. But here is what scientists did not expect. When they tested their biological age, their cells looked 20 to 30 years younger than their actual age. These people are not just living longer. They are aging in reverse. And the most incredible part? They do not take fancy supplements. They do not follow extreme diets. They follow 5 simple daily habits that modern science has now confirmed can literally reprogram your cells to stay young. Today I am going to break down each one with the hard data behind it. And by the end of this video, you will have a complete protocol to start reversing your biological clock. Let's begin. Habit number 1. Cold exposure. And this is the one most people are sleeping on. When researchers at the University of Eastern Finland tracked over 2,000 men for 20 years, they found that those who used cold exposure regularly had a 40% lower risk of death from all causes. 40%. That is not a small number. Here's why cold works. When your body is exposed to cold, it activates something called cold shock proteins, specifically one called RBM3. This protein repairs damaged synapses in your brain and protects against neurodegeneration. But the anti-aging magic really happens through a process called hormesis. Brief controlled stress from cold triggers your body to produce more mitochondria, the powerhouses of your cells. More mitochondria means more energy, faster cellular repair, and dramatically slower aging. A study from Prague found that cold water immersion increased metabolic rate by 350% and boosted norepinephrine by 530%. That is a massive surge in the exact neurochemical that improves focus, mood, and energy. You do not need ice baths. Start with 30 seconds of cold water at the end of your shower. Build to 2 minutes over a few weeks. Your cells will start responding within the first week. Habit number 2. Time-restricted eating. Not starvation. Not extreme calorie cutting. Just giving your body a daily window where it can do what it was designed to do. Repair itself. When you eat constantly throughout the day, your body spends all its energy on digestion. But when you fast for 16 hours and eat within an 8-hour window, something remarkable happens. Your body activates autophagy. This is your cellular recycling system where damaged proteins and broken cell components get cleaned out and replaced with new ones. Nobel Prize-winning research by Yoshinori Osumi proved that autophagy is one of the most powerful anti-aging mechanisms we have. A 2019 study in the New England Journal of Medicine found that intermittent fasting improved cardiovascular health markers, reduced inflammation by up to 40%, and increased cellular stress resistance. Centenarians in every single blue zone practice some form of caloric restriction naturally. In Okinawa, they call it hara hachi bu, eating until you are only 80% full. The protocol is simple. Pick an 8-hour eating window. Eat your last meal before 7 p.m. and let your body do the repair work it was designed to do overnight. Most people notice better mental clarity, reduced inflammation, and improved energy within the first 2 weeks. Habit number 3. Anti-inflammatory nutrition. And I am not talking about superfoods or expensive supplements. I am talking about the specific foods that centenarians eat every single day that science has proven reduce biological age. Researchers from Harvard analyzed the diets of over 100,000 people for over 30 years and found that those who ate the most anti-inflammatory foods had a 20% lower risk of dying from any cause. The top performers were fatty fish like salmon and sardines, which are loaded with omega-3 fatty acids that directly reduce cellular inflammation. Berries, especially blueberries, which contain anthocyanins that protect your telomeres from shortening. Dark leafy greens like spinach and kale that are packed with folate and antioxidants. Nuts, particularly walnuts, which a Harvard study linked to an additional 1.3 years of life expectancy. And extra virgin olive oil, the cornerstone of the Mediterranean diet, which reduces oxidative stress at the DNA level. In Sardinia, Italy, where men live as long as women, which is almost unheard of, olive oil consumption averages nearly half a liter per week. The key is not about adding one miracle food. It is about building a daily pattern of anti-inflammatory eating. Fill half your plate with colorful vegetables. Eat fatty fish 3 times a week. Use olive oil instead of seed oils. These small, consistent choices compound into massive longevity gains over time. Habit number 4. Zone 2 cardio. And this is the exercise secret that longevity researchers are obsessed with right now. Zone 2 is that easy, conversational pace where you can still talk while exercising. It is not intense. It is not sexy, but it might be the single most important type of exercise for living longer. Dr. Peter Attia, one of the world's leading longevity physicians, calls Zone 2 cardio the most important exercise for extending lifespan. Here's why. Zone 2 exercise specifically trains your mitochondria to burn fat more efficiently and produce energy with less oxidative damage. A landmark study published in the Mayo Clinic Proceedings found that people with the highest cardiovascular fitness had a biological age that was 20 years younger than sedentary people. 20 years. That is not a typo. Zone 2 cardio also increases your VO2 max, which is your body's maximum oxygen consumption capacity. Research shows that VO2 max is the single strongest predictor of all-cause mortality, even stronger than smoking, diabetes, or heart disease as a risk factor. The centenarians in the blue zones do not go to gyms. They walk. They garden. They move naturally throughout the day at a low intensity that keeps them in that Zone 2 sweet spot. The recommendation from longevity science is clear. Get at least 150 minutes of Zone 2 cardio per week. That is just over 20 minutes a day of walking, cycling, or light jogging. Your heart and your cells will age dramatically slower. Habit number 5. Daily stress regulation. And I saved this one for last because it might be the most powerful habit on this entire list. Chronic stress does not just make you feel old. It literally makes your cells old. A groundbreaking study by Nobel laureate Elizabeth Blackburn found that chronic psychological stress shortens telomeres at the same rate as smoking a pack of cigarettes every day. Your telomeres are the protective caps on your chromosomes, and when they get too short, your cells can no longer divide and repair themselves. That is aging at the molecular level. But here is the breakthrough finding. Blackburn also discovered that meditation and mindfulness practices can actually lengthen telomeres. People who meditated for just 12 minutes a day for 8 weeks showed significant increases in telomere length and telomerase activity. A study from UCLA found that long-term meditators had brains that looked 7.5 years younger on brain scans compared to non-meditators of the same age. The Seventh-day Adventists in Loma Linda, California, one of the 5 original blue zones, practice weekly Sabbath rest and daily spiritual reflection. Their life expectancy exceeds the American average by nearly a decade. The protocol is simple: 12 minutes of meditation or deep breathing every morning. Not an hour, not 30 minutes. Just 12 minutes has been scientifically proven to slow cellular aging and protect your brain. Download a meditation app, sit in silence, or practice box breathing. This one habit alone can take years off your biological age. Those are the 5 habits that people who never seem to age follow every single day. Cold exposure, time-restricted eating, anti-inflammatory nutrition, Zone 2 cardio, and daily stress regulation. The science is clear. Your biological age is not fixed. It is a choice you make with your daily habits. Start with just one of these 5 habits this week and build from there. If this video gave you value, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications because every week on Longevity Lab, we break down the latest science on how to live longer, look younger, and feel unstoppable. Drop a comment below and tell me which habit you are starting with. I will see you in the next one.